Hi everybody, I am just turning this off, my sound off on my phone. Getting ready to go. I don't know if we're going to have anyone join us tonight. It's fine if not. Excuse me, I'm going to get I need to get my tablet up here so I can pull this up. Happy Friday. I am doing a last minute fill-in for Shannon. She had an emergency happen and she messaged me and asked if I could fill in, but she didn't get, we didn't get in touch with each other. So I wasn't 100% sure what she was going to do tonight. Hi, Anne-Marie. So I'm just going to kind of wing it. I hope that's okay with you guys. I thought we'd just play with some of the February stuff and make a couple of cards. We might not finish them all tonight, but I thought we could play with it. So I've got both the Slimline Teacup Pattern Stencil and the Best China Stencil. And I thought maybe we'd just play with a few different let's just make some panels to start, and I can finish up the cards if we run out of time. I hope that's okay with everyone. So I first, this is just scrap paper. This page measures 1, 2, 3, 3¼ by 8½. So it's like a mini slim page. And I thought maybe we'd just go ahead and just gonna play with it. So I'm gonna take the stencil and I'm gonna put the little point, the center right on the corner, and I'm just gonna grab some random, got dog hair stuck to this. It's, crafting in this last few months has been interesting for me since I just got my dog last fall, so I'm finding dog hair on things. How are you doing tonight, Anne-Marie? I think for those of you who are looking for Shannon, I just got a message from her and she said Louis was going to be okay, so so that's good. But like I said, we're just gonna play. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just randomly grab some inks. I have all sorts of just inks here. I am literally finding dog hair on everything now too. The funny thing is that I'm even now finding it on in my clothes and in my teeth. I'm doing pretty good. I'm so glad it's Friday. I've had a crazy couple of weeks and kind of stressful couple of weeks. Not on purpose. Just general stress. Yeah, I think everything sounds like it's going to be okay. You have to excuse if you hear my Fletch barking in the background. We have a visitor over tonight, and he doesn't like not being the center of attention. So, but I left my craft room open tonight so he could come in. So this is just a light green ink. We're just going to add some other things. I am going to quickly go ahead and share this because I know my mom's going to want to know that I'm live because she likes to listen to me. So I'm going to apologize here quick and just do that quickly. I got Shannon's message. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going live in 5 minutes. I guess I wasn't 100% sure if she still wanted me to or not. So, I'm just gonna quick send this off to my family because I have my mom who she lives far away. She likes to watch. Anyway. So we got a green ink here. I thought maybe we could get ready for St. Patty's Day that's coming up. And oh, I just tore that. That's my fault for the way I did it, but I'll fix it. My mom, today? Yes, last minute. Sorry, that's rude of me, I know. Then I think I'm gonna do the other corner first, and then we'll see what we'll do. So I'm going to do the same thing in this corner. I'm going to line up the circle right in the edge so we mimic kind of the same pattern. And we'll get the green and put that in. And I guess I should pull up my chat so I can see you guys if you're chatting at me. Get my live going here because it's not pulling it up. So no, I'm glad it's Friday. It's time. I have a lot of work to do this weekend. I have a little bit left to do for the spring release coming up. just a little bit of stuff I need to get done. I have a couple projects I need to finish myself or that are due. And then I also have some plans to just do some fun card making. Yes, it is shareable. There should be a share button. If you go out of the chat, if you're on your phone, there should be a right thing that says share, and then you can share it to different places, links, Facebook, things like that. Like on my phone, I'm going to pull that up, see, so I have the thumbs up button, the live chat, the share button, and then you can share it. My phone is way behind, so let me click the live. Let me push on the live so I get that going. And then you can share it, which I appreciate. I just quick shared it off to my mom in Messenger. So we've got those two, which is kind of a nice little thing. And then of course I made a boo-boo there. We can fix that. Can I send you the link, Mama? I just did. Okay. So my mama lives far away from me, so she likes to be able to watch me when I can. So I think what I'm going to do for this one, no, I think I'm going to do that later. We're going to leave the center, and then what I think we'll do is we'll find it. Thank you. That's awesome. I think what I'll do is we'll find a stamp. So we've got this basic start. Let's go ahead and grab just a base. I'm going to grab this stamp set. It's the Occasional Greetings. Basically going to try to use whatever I can reach for. I may have to get up a little bit and grab some things. But I think what I'll do is make some quick basic cards. Because, you know, they don't always have to be super complicated. And I don't, you know, I like complicated cards, you know what I mean, or lots of steps. But sometimes you need just a fast, simple card. Hi, Mom, you found me. Yeah, Mom, there was we had the lady who went live had an issue come up, and she asked if I could go live, and then I saw she originally said she canceled, and then she said thank you, and so I oh, I think I'm going live, so I'm just gonna go live. So we're gonna grab, since this is St. Patty's Day, Irish Kisses and Shamrock Wishes. This is from the Occasional Greeting stamp set. And I'm just gonna match it up. Sometimes the best things in life for me are to be honest with you, are to do these without any plans. And of course, I can't get it on straight. I'm doing this the hard way. Let's see, here we go. All right, I'm gonna do black. Hey Tia, how are you? Happy Friday. Hope your appointment went well. Hey, Pup. Pup just came in to say hi. So I'm just grabbing, like I said, whatever I have handy to use tonight. If I need a specific color, I may have to get up and grab some scraps, but that it'd be fun to just try to use whatever was in handy. I think that would be a fun, I'd like to do a live with that, with somebody. I think it would be fun to just, it's called the desk challenge or the 10-minute challenge. I think there's a couple different ones where you just basically use the information that's on your desk or within reaching, I guess, of the desk. Because like for me, my cloths and some of my basic supplies aren't on my desk, but they're right next to my desk. Like my cloths, my aqua pigment paper, my other things. So, okay, so we've got that. I am not going to cut this down because I want the full. Well, I think I changed my mind. We already cut it down a little bit. Ooh, sorry, this is just going to be a wild and crazy night. We're going to cut it down a little bit on this side. So it's at 3 1/4. We're going to cut it to 3. So I'm going to split the difference. So this is 3 1/8. We'll cut down on this side. Jenny, it has been the longest week, and I appreciate you coming tonight. I have the best job in the world. I work at a real estate firm. I'm in the office. I'm the account executive here in my town, but that's kind of a fancy name for a secretary. But I'm more than that. And it's just been a long week. I mean, there's been some crazy stuff going around and done, and tomorrow I get to run away with my girlfriends and have some fun and craft. And our oldest boy, Tom and I have two children each, and his oldest boy, so our oldest boy is going to watch the dog tomorrow, and he's going to come in the morning before I thought and take him away, and so I can leave a little earlier because it's going to take me about an hour to get where I'm going. So tonight I still have to bake bars and that. Hi, Sarita. Yes, Jenny, I'm super excited. The funny thing is I have so much to do, and I don't know if I'm going to get it done because I never get anything done there. All right, so we've got this card done, and like I said, we're just going to do whatever I can find in reaching distance tonight. I do want to put some sort of die on here, so I'm flipping through off screen here. You can't see it. I have a little bin with some dies, and I thought I'd see what was in here. Don't like anything there. So I think if I'm lucky, there might be a heart die right here. Perfect. So we're just going to grab a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to go ahead and go direct to paper with my ink. Okay, that doesn't look as good as I hoped it did. Hi, Dad. How are you? I probably should have told Mom to give you the phone last time I talked to her. That's okay. You're running away with your sister to shop? That sounds like fun. Are you shopping for anything for specific, or are you just having some fun? So I'm not really liking that, so I'm just going to flip it over and do some ink blending, and we're going to cut out a few hearts. And not that I'm going to, but we're going to just see how many cards we can make and quick and fast. So I don't really need anything, so I haven't been shopping in so long, but I told my boyfriend for my birthday that I wanted to go to Red Robin and get my birthday burger. They have the best burger down there with avocado on it, and I eat any burgers with avocados. All right, we got a couple of hearts, and I'm going to do a couple more. And then I actually told him the one other thing I wanted to do was go to, you know, the store in the mall that has all those smelly lotions and stuff, because I need to replenish. I went, it's been a couple years since I went, and I bought a ton, and I'm finally out. So, and I'm gonna need new shoes. But fortunately for me, my birthday's in April, and we should be over most of the snow, or at least we'll be over enough of the snow that I don't have to wear my new shoes. Oh, that sounds like fun. Oh, well, I've heard a couple other stores maybe called the Christmas store, so maybe it's kind of similar to that. That sounds like lots of fun. Is it close, or do you have to go quite a ways away? Okay, so I don't have any card base, Slimline card bases, I think, finished, other than this black one. Let's see, we might put that on there. Oh yeah, we're gonna put that on here. I love it. That's gonna be perfect. What kind of dog do I have? That is a good question, because he's supposed to be a mix of a Texas Heeler Rat Terrier, and he was supposed to be about 20 to 25 pounds. And he is pretty sure close to 50 pounds. He's not very tall. He's super, super, super long. He can jump up, put his feet on the counter, and look out the kitchen window above the sink. He can see me when I get home. He can see me when I get home out the door on the front porch. He pretty much, so anyway, we think he might have some lab in him and a beagle, but we're not sure, because that's what it kind of looks like. An hour away is not bad. That's about how long it takes me. Sarita, that sounds like fun too, you know. You know, I mean, I haven't been to a wedding in a long time. Oh, that's okay. I mean, I don't go anywhere, to be honest with you. I stay home and I craft on Saturdays and Sundays. Of course, my glue never works. His name is Fletch. Fletch. He was born in in end of April or end of August, I think. He's still a pup. He's a sweetheart. The funny thing is that he loves, absolutely loves water. Loves water. Like, we give him a bath and he can't get enough of it. And fortunately, oh yeah, I understand that. I would get away from that too, and get some fun, have something else to. There we go, something else to think about. I literally live 2 blocks from the Mississippi River. Like, if you go up and look out my guest room, you can see the Mississippi River. So, I kind of have a river view. Ha ha ha. And we discovered a path down by the river. He could be. Does he swim? We don't know yet because we haven't had him in deep water. We have a little creek we've had him in, and I haven't had him in the river because when we've been by the river, there's been too much ice, and I was too afraid that where he was at, he would get in and fall in and be in the ice. And then I'd have to break the ice to get to him. So I haven't had him in the river yet. But that's what I was getting to. So last week was absolutely beautiful. Melting and melting and melting. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Absolutely. All right, here's card number 1, you guys. Super simple, fast. Irish Kisses, Shamrock Wishes. Best China Stencil, a sentiment. Just a heart die for my stash that was sitting on my desk. Well, we got kind of a fun card. You could add some bling or glitter to this, but I think I'm just going to leave it alone, just like this. Next, I thought maybe what I would do is we would make a rainbow card or play with this. I just don't go... oh, okay. Yeah, I need that too, but your girls got up at 3 o'clock this morning and drove to Orlando. So you don't live far from Orlando then, do you, Sarita? My daughter lives in Florida. She lives in Jacksonville. I thought maybe I would play with this. I'm going to try to not use this. It's an hour away for me to go shopping in the biggest city that near me. It's which is where there's the closest mall. It's not a super big city, but it's a big enough city. Oh, you live north of Atlanta. Okay. So that is a drive, because I've done that drive, Atlanta to Orlando. I did it on the way home. I had to drive to Florida a few years ago, and I went both ways. Obviously, I drove in Atlanta on the way home. I'm gonna quick grab some colors here. I got a red, an orange. We're gonna stay on the, let's see, red, orange, yellow. I think we can do 3 colors. Maybe we'll do a peach in here too. No, let's do, I don't have a red handy. How about if we do red, orange, yellow. We'll do a darker yellow. There we go. I'm just grabbing some inks off my, flip them over so I can use them. Anyway, so we were walking last week on an absolutely beautiful day. Just beautiful. And we come around the one last bend before we turn right to go home, or left to go home. And all of a sudden I saw him stop, put his tail in the air, and just look. And the next thing I know, he took off running as fast as he can, which he's very fast. And he could see the river and how blue it looked because the water was finally open. It was 50-some degrees. The light was shining on it, and he could see it through the trees. And I just said, no. And he stopped and looked at me, and he was like, okay. And I was just like, Poppy, we don't, first of all, have time to get in the river today. Mama has no time for the river. Because I take him for a walk on my lunch break. And sometimes I can't eat lunch then because I take him for a lunch break. Oh my goodness, my tape is tearing my paper all night tonight. All right, so we got our pink, orange. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put the yellow one in next. Go ahead and do that. I'm gonna do just a quick little wipe. I'm gonna have them overlap, and then we'll do some of the things. Hi, Darren. I'm kind of just playing around. We created this card already tonight using the Best China Stencil and the occasional greetings. So I hope everything's calming down at your house and things are good. And now I'm just gonna make a rainbow card. I just thought I'd play with the stencils and whatever I could find on my desk. Hi Shannon, thank you. I hope I'm doing okay for you. And like I said, I hope your night gets to feel better. It was stressful. I haven't had that happen yet, where my dog is scared of other dogs right now. But yesterday when we went for a walk, he jumped in the car just as I opened the car door, and I felt so bad because of course it smacked him. And I was like, Pup. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and overlap these a little bit so we get kind of a variation of color. So that was a light yellow. Now we got a little bit of a darker color. And that blend, it wasn't quite as dark as it's actually. That's kind of funny. This one's going to be lighter. That's all right. Maybe I have these in the wrong. My cards, my ink cubes fell on the floor one time, so I might have these in the backward, but a little backwards. But I think they're light yellow. Oh. Yeah, mine like barks, but it hasn't been around a lot of dogs yet, and so he doesn't. He stays really close. He's pretty attached to Mama still, and we ran into a dog. Actually, I think what we'll do is we'll do two. We'll do another pink here, and then we'll do the orange in the middle. Actually, I'll do two oranges. How does that sound? We'll do two oranges. There's a bright orange. And we'll grab this orange. That'll be perfect. And then maybe we'll add a light pink on the right side. And then we'll add some things. So I've had a lot of fun this month with the products that came out, the subscription products. I hope you guys have had fun. They've been a lot of fun. There's a lot more coming up. They're going to be fun in the next few weeks too. I'm just super excited. I'm trying to put my head together what I want to work on. So I did a online card retreat last year with Scrapbook Cards and Today, and it ended up being the weekend my parents moved. So I haven't done the classes yet. Well, I haven't done all the classes yet. I think I've done 4 of the classes, and I think there was 14 total. Yeah, the next one's coming up in the end of March, and I figured I should probably finish the first set of cards before I do the next set of cards. But so that was my goal for tomorrow, but I have a lot of work I want to do first, so we'll see. I'm not bringing anything extra. I'm bringing the things I need to do, and I'm bringing that, and I figured I'll get done what I get done. All right, we need one more pink here. We need a lighter pink. And let's wipe this off. And then I think, okay, let's line these up. Light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. Okay. All right. And then we'll go ahead and add some details. So sometimes my impromptus are so fun because I don't really have anything planned, and I end up having a lot of fun with them. And ink blending and stencils are one of my favorite things to do. So if I had some time, I'd probably do some glitter on them, but I don't have time to let them dry in between while we're live, so we'll just play with them a little bit. Maybe we'll do something with the glitter one, I'll let it dry, and then tomorrow we can look at it. I can take pictures of it. Okay, so we've got our tea cups, and I am going to cut down this one a little bit. So, but I feel like we do need to add one here. Don't you guys agree? So we got pink, red, orange, yellow. I don't know if I want to do a green. So I'm going to grab this really dark yellow. We'll add that here. They're almost the same colors. That's funny. But they're just slightly different. Okay. Yes, and I do not show my face when I do lives. I probably should, but I haven't. Oh, I'm off screen. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm going back up. I'm moving up. So, hi, SoCal colorist Della. Della? Is that how I say her name? Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Shannon usually goes live, and she's in charge of our design team. But she had something come up in the last minute and asked if I could help out tonight. I try to go live on Wednesday nights. That's the easier night for me. So I am using the stencil of the month, which is the Tea Cup Patterns. So now we've got this. I'm going to go ahead and use the same colors and just make the pattern over it. So we're just going to do a variety of the patterns, and we'll just go for it. Yep, Shannon will be back next week. I haven't mastered I've never done a live where I've done the camera. I gotta move this up a little bit. Sorry about that. I have my camera, I think, set in a wrong angle tonight. So we'll move this up so I make sure I'm on screen more. With the flipping, and I'm afraid I'd screw it up. So that's why I've never been my face. It's not because I'm afraid to show my face. I just don't know how to flip it around, and I don't have a setup right now where I have more than one screen or any of that stuff. So, and I know that the pattern is going to be behind. I should have probably done the patterns before I did each of these. But we're just going to make it work. We're just going to go for it. I think what I'm going to do is we'll just mask off that little bit right there. Oh, I'm not on this all the way. There we go. There we go. We'll mask off this little bit on this side of the stencil, and that will make it work there. You're welcome. You're welcome. We are a fun crew. We like to chat in the chat. A lot of times we chat with ourselves. And we like to have a lot of fun, create fun stuff. I personally am a big slimline fan and a big stencil fan, and so yeah, there's where my little cup handle is a little bit, so I might just kind of go over a little bit so you kind of see it in the front. But I think this will work. We'll make it work. Make it work. Is that what Tim Gunn says? Yeah, I think so. Make it work. I'm going to go ahead and mask off this little bit right here and this little bit right here. I'm just using some low-tack tape. Washi tape works. Yes, yes, Darren is great. That's fun to have his help and hear him in the background calling out our comments. I kind of have my tablet set up above, which I don't always look at. And then I have my phone set up so I can read comments. And then I actually go live on an old cell phone. Because for some reason my new tablet does not like and will not do chat, and that saddens me. Okay, so for this one we're just going to mask off this little dot right there. And I know there's been some crazy weather going on. Thank you. You know, Anne-Marie, it's just, I don't know. Stencils was something I never bought, which is really weird because, well, of course I started as a scrapbooker, but I never really thought about the potential of, when I was buying products, of stencils. I have a scrapbook store. It's not very far away from me, about an hour and a half. It's huge. And when I would buy products there, you know, I'd look at the stencils, but I would never buy them. And partly because I was just I didn't know what to do. And then when I discovered Brutus Monroe, I started with the Stencil of the Month Club. I'm trying to keep these in order here. And that is where I fell in love. there was a couple of stencils that just, I got to my house, they got to my house and I couldn't stop and wait to make a card. I really couldn't. And I've come to find that, you know, the one thing that's nice, I mean, obviously stamps you can reuse, but with stencils, you can do so much with. You can use pastes and glitters, and you can do ink blending, and you can do dry embossing. And my very first live I ever did was for Bruce Monroe on their Facebook page. I don't even remember why, but I went live and I did rainbow ink blending. I think it was when the world was going crazy, and I don't know if Christopher or somebody asked me to, and I just said, sure, I'll do it. I've never done one before. You know what, Anne-Marie? It's just play. I think what is nice about stencils is that you can, like that last card we made, just do the corners or just ink blend a panel. You know, you don't have to do anything super fancy with it. And as you get to know them, you can figure out, you know, if there's different things you can do with stencils. And, you know, fortunately, it's just paper. That's the nice part. Am I off screen again? I am. I'm coming back. I'm trying to line that up. Yeah, you're right. It certainly definitely is. So I do not have any pixie spray on this. And this stencil has loose. This detail has loose. So I'm just going from the top down. All right. So we don't see our teacup handles on all of them. And that's okay, because who knows which teacup's in front, which teacup's in back. You know, in hindsight, if I was to do this card again, I would decorate as I was putting the teacups down. But that's the fun thing about doing lives, right? So we've got this. I think I'm going to just cut this down just a teeny tiny bit. I do not have a card panel handy, or a card base handy, so we're going to pretend it's on a card base. And once again, I think I'm going to just chop it down just a little bit on the top and on the bottom. But Jenny, I would say the one thing that's nice about it is, you know, especially with the stick and stamp mat and the smaller, you can hold them in place. I am a big fan of definitely having pixie spray, because pixie spray can have the little pieces down and the intricate pieces down. I don't worry so much about I'm a heavy pixie sprayer. I don't worry too much about having too much pixie spray on them, other than the fact that if I want to if I want to heat emboss, I have to make sure I don't use too much with those delicate stencils. I just had a little over blending here. Or the heat embossing will stick to, you know, where I had the pixie spray. But they're fun to use, and you can use them multiple times. I created a live the other night where my daughter played, oh my gosh, Jenny, that's amazing. I don't want to count mine. I have a lot, because I've been buying them from Bruce Monroe now for 3 years, and I have 95% of them, so I don't want to admit that, right? Plus I have stencils from other places and things. So I pulled in, the nice thing about Jenny about stencils is that you can pull them out for other things. I created a live on Wednesday night. I crafted, and I made, my daughter was in Beauty and the Beast and she was Chip, and I used an old stencil to create a teacup with a rose pattern. So I just found an old stencil. This is a stencil that I had. So that's kind of fun, is that you can find stencils to do anything. I have a project coming up soon where I need an umbrella. I shouldn't have said that. I need something. I need a utensil that my daughter danced in a prop with, and I'm going to use a stencil to make it match exactly with the pattern. So, okay, so we've got this. I think what I'm going to do is grab if I can find mine, tea party stamp set. Grab my Misty. There's just so many techniques you can do with stencils, and they're relatively inexpensive. Thank you. They're relatively inexpensive. That's the nice part. They don't take up a lot of room. They're not heavy. I mean, they can take up a lot of room if you have a lot, but you know, they're thin and they're lightweight. They're easy to take just a few with. And if you're going to go somewhere and they make a quick background, you can just add a little bit, you know, just add a little lightest gray and you'll have a background. But I like to use an embossing mat. I have a Spellbinders Platinum 6. Where's my detail ink? That's the one thing I've been looking for. I don't know where I set it down. Oh, you know what? It's out on my table because I have some stuff I have to mail off to the store, and I have it out there because I marked some of my projects. All right, this is an older one that needs to be re-inked, but we'll use it. So I'm using the You're My Cup of Tea from the Tea Party set. And because this needs to be re-inked, I may have to do this a few times. And my re-inker is actually right there, but I will re-ink that off screen. Thank you. You know, I've actually never done just part of the rainbow before. I've always done a full rainbow, and if you look at red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, you know, you could do pink, red, I'm off screen, but pink, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. They do, Anne-Marie, and that's the thing is, it's just, if you don't know what to do, the best thing I find to do is I could just make some stenciled backgrounds, or I make some, I will show you an example of something we can do with a stencil. Okay, so I am going to put this on a card base. I'm going to mat it on black, but I don't have that handy and I don't have a card base, so this will be our card. And then I want to add some bling, so we will do that quick here. I'm going to use some of the Jewels mix. Buttons galore. The neutrals. I love these. I think I'm going to grab the kind of the iridescent-y ones. Throw some on my triangle tray. So we're just going to pretend this is on a card base. And you can pretend like it's, so I'm going to mat it on black, and then I'll put it, and then just a thin, so I'm just going to have a thin sliver, and I have to grab my black. If I have time, I will grab that, but I wanted to kind of show some different things you can do with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and randomly put, I do love it too, Jenny. I've never done it before. I've seen it done before, but I've just never done it before. You know, I've always done, I mean, I've done maybe 2 colors, but I've never done a partial. And, you know, like I always say, you can do kind of the cool side or the warm, you know, the warm side. So that was kind of fun to do. It's, like I said, something I haven't done before. Okay, I want one of these big ones. Come on, flip over for me. There we go. Here. I'm just randomly picking up things to put down. I'm not worrying about what size I wanted that big one, but do need probably a couple others. Okay, let's put another drop here. Oh, I had one up here. We'll put 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put another one here, and we'll get 10, 11, 12. There we go. Random drops. I am trying to use a few of the different sizes, but I'm not necessarily caring which ones I pick up. These are fun. I have the jewel tone, I have these ones, and I have the neons, I think. I don't have the Halloween ones. Need the warmth or weather is, you know, I am a winter person, so, and we just got a little bit of, the snow missed us last night. I'm in lucked out. It went north of me, or it went south of me by a lot. We had some snow, but we had hardly any compared to southern Iowa and over in Wisconsin, where they had like, oh, I missed one. I know over over by a couple of my friends in Wisconsin, they got 10 inches of snow yesterday. We got a couple inches, but it came out sunny and melty. So, all right, so we've got our little bit of a card here. Or You're My Cup of Tea. And we still have a little bit of time, so it's not time yet, so I thought I'd show you, Anne-Marie, something you can do with stencils. Like I said, stencils are my jam. I love stencils. I'll get you, I'm gonna confess. Here, I'll confess to you, okay guys? Are you ready? Shh, don't tell anybody. There's my stencils. Shh. And some of them are double-sided. Don't tell anybody. I might have a stencil problem. Okay, so I think for this last one, this one. This is literally an ink blended background. And it might have chroma mist. I have no idea. I know it's got some pearl in it. And it's just a fun background. Ooh, freezing rain, I say no. Snow, always. I'm a winter girl. Anyway, this is a background on aqua pigment paper. It might be chroma mist, it might be aqua pigments, just smooshed. Not even sure. I just know there's some pearl in it. You can see that. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Best China stencil wherever I put it. There it is. And I am going to go ahead. It's dirty still from our first card. Thank you. Shh. We don't talk about the size of our craft stash, right? I have been destashing lately. About once a month the last few months, trying to be a little bit more he's okay, a little bit more. Am I not using it, or was this an impulse buy and I bought it and I've never used it? It is. Pearl is, Anne-Marie, is one of my favorites. If you do not have the pearl aqua pigment, which I can't believe is not sitting right here on my desk, it's usually here. It's because I think it's in my box ready to go. You need to get it. So I just put some pixie spray on the back of this. I'm not gonna ink blend, or I'm not gonna emboss, so I'm not worried terribly about, but I use the pixie spray because I want to do some gel. So I'm going to grab this I really wanted to use just stuff that was in my desk. So I'm not gonna break the rules. I wanted to use Fallen Snow, but I don't have any here. So this is the Alabaster Glitter Glaze, Chroma Glitter Glaze. We're just gonna go ahead and quick make this background. We're gonna let it dry, and then I will just add a simple sentiment to it tomorrow. But this is a very easy way. Flesh says no to destashing. Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, the thing is that right now I feel overwhelmed. I haven't done a lot of non-design team crafting. Not that I love design team crafting, but I just haven't done anything extra right now. So I'm like, this is really crazy. I have these other things I bought over the years, and I'm not using them. So maybe you should pass them off to people who would like them. You know, 90% of what I'm just stash is some things like most of it's been from other companies that I haven't used in a while. Like I think I might have impulse buy. I watched a video, I had to buy it, or I don't know. And I loved it. Some of it I never used. You know, we all have that complete set, full set syndrome. Yes, it is. I think it's going to be gorgeous. So I just have this as just a basic, so I'm just going to go ahead and peel it off. Like I said, now it's going to need to dry. But we've got the alabaster on there now. Now, one thing I do when I have mine is when I use glazes and stuff, I do wipe the sides down with my finger. So I will put this aside to dry, and I'm probably going to do a very basic white sentiment on this, or sentiment strip. I'll cut it down a little bit because it's too big for a card, and that's what I'm going to use it for. So, you know, Anne-Marie, this is something you definitely can do. Now, if you forgive me for just a second. I have this purple piece of cardstock that's left over from a card I made for the gnomes. And I'm going to go ahead and just take my stencil that has all that glitter glaze on it, and I'm going to do just a weird, I put it down, I'm gonna grab my cloth that I don't care about, and I'm gonna push it on there. I'm not rubbing it. I'm just setting it down, and I'm just pushing on it. And there's pixie spray on the back of that, so it kind of sticks. Now, this is a very cheap piece of cardstock, very thin, so it's going to twist a little bit. But sometimes you can get the best results from sprays or glitter glazes. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it off and see what we got. Okay, so there wasn't a ton left, but there's just a little bit of texture on this that I can let this dry, do some ink blending on it, and those dark pieces are going to be cut, and then I can come back with the stencil and add so this will make a really fun, pretty cool background. I will show this, and when I get this done, I will work on this weekend, and I will post this in the Bruce Monroe Fan Club on Monday, okay, what I did with this card. So I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, Anne-Marie, it's glazes are, I'm a huge fan of the glitter glaze and the chroma glaze, and for me, the opal, fallen snow, and alabaster are my favorites. The chroma glazes, I really can't go wrong with any color because they're so much fun to play with because that shiny texture of them. But those are my favorite for glitter glazes because you can go over anything, you know, do some ink blending, and then, you know, put them over and you'll see like with the fallen unicorn horns, the other one I like. Then it will show the color through. Making a rainbow card is one of the easiest things and the biggest impact things you can do with a stencil, in my opinion. So don't be afraid to play. Okay, it's only 10 minutes to 7, so I can play with something else. Let's see what else we got here. I have some aqua pigments paper. I think I will do some more pixie spray, and we will use the stencil one more time, and we'll do some chroma mists with it. So I'm adding more pixie spray because I use that towel, and because when I use mists, I want to use a lot. I like to have the whole thing pushed down on here. So, oh, you're welcome. Anytime. You know, if you have a question, anyone on the design team, you know, can answer, but, you know, you can reach out to me tag me in a post, or I have a Facebook page. It's called Sugar Cards on Facebook and on Instagram, you know, and, you know, if you have a question, if I don't know the answer, I'll help someone find the answer. All right, so we got to grab a box. This is just a fun old box that I got a Bruce Monroe order in. I'm going to put that inside, and we got to grab some chroma mists. I got the magenta sparkle, and got a little bit of the sparkle in the bottom. And while I shake that up quick, I'm going to grab the tinsel blue. I will be right back. All right. So yeah, we're kind of breaking my little rules of just using what's on my desk, but oh, thanks, Anne Marie. Shannon's the best. I know that. I love working with Shannon. She is so helpful. I try to do what I can, but I just love the products, and I love crafting a lot. And I was a teacher, so for a long time, so if I can help, you know, I will. Okay, so I've got the tinsel blue and the magenta sparkle. They both have a little bit of shimmer in them. We're just going to spray them. I'm going to spray the pink all over. You can kind of see that shimmer. All right, Jenny. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will do my best to stay warm. It's better today. So I'm just going to do the blue down the middle. I'm going to grab the magenta sparkle again. I got to remember that I'm trying to spray the corners and there's none there. All right. So now very carefully, I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. And hopefully we'll get a really good result. Oh my goodness. That's probably the best one I've ever had. Look at how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you can see. I don't want to pick it up yet because we're not done. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, oh, I'm dripping. I'm going to go ahead and grab another piece. We're going to set this off to the side for just a minute. I've got a lot of spray on here. I did this the other night with a stencil and I loved it. So I'm going to take this like this and I'm going to go ahead and knock it and flip it right side upside down and just let it sit down for a minute. And then, hi Donna. I didn't even see you. I apologize. Pull it off and look at that. Let's see if I can get that. I don't know if you can see the sparkle on that yet. And yeah, we don't have a perfect piece right here, but we can cut this down a little bit and we can not worry about that. And then I will show you this one. And where the pink and blue match, it's actually going to be purple. So we've got that. Oh my gosh, that turned out awesome. Anne Marie, you can. I do not. I have just this laminated piece of graph paper that I have. I'm just going to set these on. I do not wash off my pixie spray. I don't worry about it. It can be washed off a little bit of soap and water. I find if I over pixie sprayed that sometimes it will stick to the paper, you know, if I have a backing behind my stencils. But 90% of the time when I'm using a lot of pixie spray, it's because I'm using a glaze and it's so wet that I have to take it to the sink anyway. And then I just use a little nail brush and rub it off. And some of that comes off. But pixie spray is meant to stay. It can be stayed on. It can be reused over and over. Because I had touched it to this towel. So yeah, it's still sticky. So see, it's still sticky. Hi, Cindy. Thank you. You know, so see? So it's perfect. I can use it again and again and again. It just might not be as sticky for something with a glaze, but I can stick it down. I don't know why I'm twisting it, but I can stick it down and pick up the paper and it will stick. And then I can just go ahead and ink blend over it. So, you know, we can create a quick rainbow. And you know what? My favorite way to make a rainbow is with 3 colors. A red, a yellow, and a blue. I always start with yellow. I did not on my last card, which is funny. Yeah, nope, you don't have to worry about it, Anne Marie. If you can wash, like I said, you can wash them off. Now, one thing I do when I usually use glazes, I try to make, if I'm going to be messy and make glazes, I'm going to go ahead and I have an ice cream bucket that I sit on the side of my desk with some warm soapy water, and I just throw my stencils in there and push them down until I'm done crafting, and then I go wash them. Unless I absolutely need that stencil for another project right away. So yeah, if you grab a pink, a yellow, or a red, and a yellow, and a blue, you can create the rainbow. That's all you need, obviously. Those are the primary colors, right? I think I'm actually going to go a little bit more wider. And then, because we're going to overlap the blue, I'll overlap this right here to make it orange. I'm going to go back in with my brush and just add a little bit more right here. And I go round in circles, and then I go backwards and forwards and all that stuff. Yeah, I've never had an issue with pixie spray. You can use, I've used pixie spray for temporary holding on paper. Like if I just gently need a little bit of something to hold on basic for just a few minutes, I've used it a little bit, but I pretty much only use it with my stencils. But you can use it to temporarily hold it to some, you know, a piece of paper to something else, like your Misty lid, or to another piece if you want to use it as a mask. I think if you leave it long term, it would probably stick. Paper would stick. So I know we're getting closer to 8 o'clock, so I'm going to wind it up here in just a minute. I just thought I would show you, you know, one more use, obviously, of creating a rainbow. That is my favorite way to use a stencil and then add some glitter. And we're going to do that too. And then we will leave it to dry, and I will show you my backgrounds. I know I don't have a finished product tonight. I hope that's okay with you guys. I mean, we finished our first card, but I hope that's okay with you guys that we just made some backgrounds tonight using the products. I'm going to wipe this off gently because I'm going to put some glitter on it, and I don't want to contaminate the glitter. So I'm okay with it over a little bit, because we'll cut this down. And I'm going to use this alabaster glazer again, because it's what's sitting right here on my desk. I would tell you, go ahead and try and use, you know, use your products. I have some older glazes. I have some older glazes that I've had for a while. Some chroma glazes that are older. They're not available anymore. They were special or limited edition. Same thing with glitter glazes. And so by wiping that stencil off, I didn't get any of that ink on my glaze, so I can go ahead and put it back in my bin. If I had not wiped off my stencil, I would have had, this would have been contaminated, and I would not have been able to put it back in the bin. So I'm just going to try to wipe up some of the extras, just a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but I still have the white plastic piece. That is a good thing to, yep, see? Keep those, that'll keep it from drying out. And then I'm going to grab another wipe. Like I said, normally I have a bucket that I just put everything in and wipe this off. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my stencil here and wipe off my desk. And then we will review what we made tonight. So you do want to go and wash your stencils after you use glazes right away. You don't want to let them dry on. Okay, so this will be a little bit harder to see. Like I said, I always rub my edges over the edge because I do that, and then I don't know if you can see the sparkle on that, but how fun is that to have a rainbow sparkly background. So tonight, in our quick impromptu Happy Friday Live, we used the Tea Party and the Best China stencil to make a couple of cards, or a couple of backgrounds. I'm trying to get things so I don't get things wet. I know it's dirty here. We had our Best China 2-colored card using the occasional greeting stamp set, some green ink. And we have our panel that I will put on a slim bed card using the teacup patterns, the warm side of the rainbow, and the Tea Party stamp set. I'm going to try to get these all on camera here. Yes, it is. They're easy yet pretty. You're right, Anne-Marie, and that's what. And you can also do that, Anne-Marie. You can do an ink blending on it on a piece of paper, put the glitter glaze on, dry it off, the whole thing, and then die cut your sentiment out, and you'll have the most beautiful sentiment with glitter and stuff. And then we had my pre-made background that we used with just glitter glaze. I'm not going to fit them all in here. And then with our leftovers, I squished it down on some purple, and it started to create that fun background. You can see it drying already, which I'm going to add more to. So this is just a step. And then we also did some chroma glaze with our stencil. And they are drying quickly too. So I We'll let these dry overnight, and I will take them with me to my crafty day tomorrow and get them finished up, and I will take some pictures and get them uploaded to the Brutus Monroe fan club page. I appreciate you guys coming and joining me tonight. The last one is, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming in and doing that. Thank you, Shannon. You guys have a good night. Oh, my dog just stepped on my stencil. I hope he doesn't have glitter on him. Excuse me a second. Hey, 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 hey. Nope, nope, get out of the way. He's gonna lick the glitter glaze off. Thank you for joining me tonight, and in my crazy last minute, impromptu live. I hope you guys have a great weekend and have a safe weekend. Do remember to create something every day, and you can create your own ending. I will see you next time. I believe I'll be live on Wednesday, and I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet. So we'll see. We might play with the add-on set, the mushroom set. So thank you, you guys. Have a great night. Bye.